Ready up.
Apex Legends is a fantastic game, and this is coming from a guy that really couldn't get into past Battle Royale titles. This game lands every note for me constantly, never leaving me feeling bored or exhausted from the repetitive nature this genre of games usually brings out. Unlike PUBG, I can always jump into a game without feeling like I'm committing a lot of my time to farm the gear, yet kills feel just as rewarding as they do in any other BR. But this game has some issues.
Okay.
I wouldn't point them out if I didn't want to see this game succeed. It has the potential to be the new genre king. So let's hop in and see what needs fixing. I'm going to break down the issues into 3 categories of what the game really could use some work on. Quality of life. The ability to ping your ultimate. Overwatch has this. I just want to know when my teammates have ult, and I want to be able to tell them when I have ult. I just hit a keybind, it says, hey, my ult is at 95%, almost ready. That's it. That's all I want. See weapons equipped on allies. This is easy. Slap the guns allies are using right below their names in the UI, along with the color code for the ammo type. A functional training mode. I, like many others, want to test out some guns without listening to Blood Hunter tell me how to play for the first time. And I want to be able to try out some attachments, get used to some different scopes, or learn recoil on certain weapons. That one's easy. Just make it so that once the tutorial's over, that swaps to training mode and you just hop right into the middle of the tutorial where all the guns are everywhere. More anti-aliasing options. Right now, we only have TSAA, which is basically FXAA with slightly less blur. It's still blurry though. I'd love to see MSAA, but until then I'm just going to use nothing. The tick rate in this game is absolutely trash. There is a much better video of someone talking about this to a greater length, so watch his video for more info. But there's a lot that needs fixing here. People with low ping can actually have a disadvantage in this game, which is wacky. My allies' abilities should not look like the enemy's abilities. Why does Caustic's gas look the same no matter what? Why do I have to ask my teammates if that is their Bangalore ult? At least with Wraith Portal I can see on the map if it's ours or not. Give these abilities a color code based on team like blue or red, a map ping, which would be just as useful, or both, please. Stability. The game isn't in full screen at launch. Like 90% of the time when I open it, it's in windowed full screen, and it takes me about 2-3 seconds. I gotta put it back into full screen. You know what, just why not? Just fix that. The next one's a big one. Multiple types of crashes for many different setups. I'm sure everyone has heard about this issue. This game crashes constantly for some people, occasionally for others, and never for some. It's very strange. I've got friends playing on Windows 7 and 10, using both AMD and Nvidia cards with older and newer drivers, and nothing seems to work permanently. You either have this infection of crashes or you just don't at all. And even odder, it seems to get worse over time with more and more crashes more consistently. Even console players are getting crashes, and that makes no sense, and this needs fixing ASAP. I've got one friend who gets it every other game now, and usually even a few games in a row. Balance. Let's start with the wingman. It's got 45 damage a shot, little if any fall off based on distance, a ×2 headshot multiplayer like a sniper rifle, 12 rounds in a mag with the purple mag size, a fast fire rate, and a very short reload animation. Pick 1 or 2 of these and this gun will be normalized. 45 damage a shot? How about 40 and add drop off? A 2x headshot multiplier? Why? Do 1.5 with the hop up making it ×2. 12 rounds in a revolver? How about 10 and make the first mag upgrade add 2 bullets and the next 2 adding 1. I think the fire rate and reload are fine. Adjusting those might make the gun feel not fun to use anymore. And honestly, doing all of these wouldn't even be that crazy. This gun is pretty far and above in terms of what it can do.
Inside of me. Oh god!
Next up is the Peacekeeper. This gun can quite easily 2-shot someone because of its tight 11-shot spread. Coupled with the fact that each pellet does 10 damage, that's 110 damage you can land almost consistently. If you make it so that it's 11 pellets that deal 9 damage a hit, then the gun's balanced. There you go. 198 for 2 shots, meaning that you have to fire a third or melee. Pathfinder's hitbox needs looking at. His body size just doesn't fit his hitbox. It seems to be matched to his largest skin. I don't know how you could fix this outside of just making his hitbox fit his default skin and having the epic skin not be hittable. Character abilities feel underwhelming, out of place, or downright useless. We'll start with Mirage. Mirage has a super useless passive. He also has a pretty useless ult, going half stealth and spawning a bunch of stationary clones. How did this get through as an actual ult? It locks you out of shooting, makes you slightly less visible with no way of fighting back, and you can't even reload your gun. How about when I ult, clones rush forward toward where I'm looking and I fully cloak? Or, going by someone else's suggestion, have clones for me and my allies rush toward the enemy and remove the stealth altogether. As for his passive, when his shields break, he drops a clone that starts using a shield battery. I mean, they already know your shield's broke. You may as well do that so that they maybe get duped. Anything is better than his current passive. Moving on to Caustic. Caustic's passive shouldn't be his passive, or at least it should only be half of it, like how Lifeline has 2 passives. Of course he doesn't get cucked by his own gas. Why is that even a question, if his gas does damage to himself too? How about he creates a gas cloud around himself when he goes down? Or executing an enemy gives him a buff? This dude loves death. I know these are kinda meh options, but this character needs some love, badly. On top of all this, the most important thing really would be feedback from the devs. Acknowledgement from them that these issues really are issues. Even just hearing a developer mention the Peacekeeper Wingman combo would mean a lot toward the future of balance both in-game and between the community and Respawn. Like many, I'm very much looking forward to more dev blog style posts, new content, and of course, fixes.
I feel like it's either I'm getting even worse at this game or people are just getting a lot better. I don't know which one it
I think it's
is.
the first one. It's probably the first one.